Hey, Railbirds, Kevin here. All right, we have a B-side match for you guys. Josh Burbul versus Marvin Guss. That is Josh with the 6 ball, Marvin with the 7 ball. Marvin Guss, also known as Marvelous Marvin. From Illinois, he is a U.S. amateur, 5th place, 1996 and 2017. He's an Illinois state champion, ACS 2016, and numerous team titles. He says he's been playing pool for 35 years. Does he have a pre-match routine? He says, yeah, Laura B, his girlfriend, that's his pre-match routine. Josh Burbul. He has 156 points straight pool high run, 6-time national team pool titles, 3 for the VNEA Masters, 2 for the BCA Masters, and 1 for the BCA 9-ball teams. Right on. When we asked him what advice would he give to an aspiring player, he says, embrace and get comfortable with suffering. He's from Minnesota, and his favorite place to play is Fargo Billiards. Right on. All right, we have Josh with the break. I'd like to remind everyone, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, ring that bell. If you don't ring that bell, you won't get notified when we go live. And that would be sad if you didn't get notified and missed some of this great pool. And share. Sharing is caring. All right, I'm going to step out for a minute, and you're going to listen to the commentating genius of Pablo Diaz and Sherry Ross. Enjoy, guys.
Good afternoon, folks. We're at Romine's High Pockets in southern part of Milwaukee, a great pool room for a U.S. Open qualifier, and we're watching Marvin Guss and Josh Burbul. Josh Burbul is up at the table now. He started out with a nice break and got hooked behind that 2-ball and back at the table. Very strong field in this tournament.
Yeah, it was. I was, because we bring up the Fargos for everybody who's playing. And to see all of these, above 600, almost everybody, and even into the low 700s. Real strong field.
I played Josh during the tournament, and he played flawless safeties as he has just done here against Marvin.
Oh, Marvin got I think a cue ball came out just far enough for Josh to be able to shoot this one. A little risky.
That 3-ball could be kind of tricky on the rail covered by that 5-ball.
Yeah, it takes up a big part of the of your line to be able to get, and it narrows that path quite a bit. And I think if you can shoot this on the side, yeah, just like that, it'd come out nice for the 2. I couldn't tell if the 8-ball had him, was blocking him enough to be able to cut it in the side. If you had to shoot it in the corner, that was going to be a real touchy shot.
If he can get the window between the 5 and 6 and get on the 3, and then.
I want to a little bit closer there. You have a noise gate on here. It only starts to pick it up when it hears your voice.
Okay.
So
thank you.
Yeah. He's missed the 2. Maybe he didn't like trying to get in that and where the 3-ball was there.
Now that 4-ball has rolled into a difficult spot.
Yeah. It doesn't look like it's lined up the rail where he could maybe play like the 3 off of the rail and play the 6-4 combination. He was
a little bit too hard.
Yeah, he was just making it out for the safe, and but again here the 4-6 is messed up. You could try and draw the cue ball back over to it, but the way he's got to jack up for that, maybe.
I can't see how far that 6 is off the rail, but it might be a playable combination 4-6.
I think he was looking at the cross-side bank off of the 6 ball here, or just banking it if he doesn't even have to use the 6. He could have been looking at the safe, playing the 4 into the 6 and spinning the cue ball over behind the 8. Or that'll work too.
It's like he left the bank. Although and with this new cloth, these rails and these banks could be kind of tricky because you get a lot of ball sliding. English doesn't take.
Yeah, and it shortens up that bank, ends up shortening up that bank on you some, huh? Just like it did there.
But he got a roll. He's behind the 5.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like that 5 ball's pretty much.
Maybe.
He might be able to. I don't think he can see it to shoot it straight in. He may have to, come off the side of the 4 and the cue ball a couple rails back down underneath like the 6 ball or something.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, if he's just barely hooked by like the edge of the 5, he may try to squirt this ball in or swerve it in, or even get his jump cue and jump the edge of it. But that's taking a big risk there. You want to go for. Oh, he could see it straight in the hole.
Nice shot.
And when he was playing on this table earlier, he really had the speed of the table down. A lot of people have been struggling. The door kind of open here for the dry storage. There's been a little cold breeze coming in, so this table's probably been playing a little bit faster than the rest of the room. Got that cold dry air coming in, and Josh really had the speed of this table down.
Also, at this stage of the tournament, everybody's in stroke.
Yeah, it's not the first, second round. They've been playing all day long.
He did overdraw this, but he should be okay.
Yeah. Draw it into the side rail and back out for the 9 in the other corner. Just like so. He's a little worried that ball's kind of diving down table a little bit on him. But he ended up all right. So, Pablo, you are from the Chicago area, you say?
I am. I normally play at a Pyramid Billiards, a Pyramid Sports Bar in Addison. I also play in at City Pool Hall in downtown Chicago, and also at Chris's Billiards. And we're so fortunate in Chicago and this whole Midwest area to have such strong pool. I mean, there's so many great players in this area.
Yeah, where we live, we live in the largest city in northern Michigan, Traverse City, and the year-round residence is like 14,000. And so we play at a place that is actually a banquet facility that has 7 7-foot diamond tables, and there are no 9-foot diamond tables no 9-foot tables in the town at all. We have to drive a couple of hours, 2.5, 3 hours to get to a 9-foot table anywhere, unless it's at somebody's house. So this is just, we're hog heaven. We used to live in Seattle, and, there was pool rooms everywhere. And when we were in Florida, we would drive all over the state and play, and now it's just 7-foot tables. So these look, huge.
Yeah.
That's all I played on for years was 9-foot tables, and then we moved.
That looks like a dry break by Marvin.
Bulent, no, that is Abram Diaz. That is the trick shot guy.
So could be kind of tricky for Josh to get on the 2 ball here with that 8 covering.
He's going to try and come up below it, and he has not gotten there. And need to maybe try and stop on the way out instead of on the way in. Catch the rail, play to hit the rail. Oh, nice hit. Is he going to get up there and get funny?
Marvin's got an easy kick at least.
He can see the 2, but I don't think he has a pocket for it. You can see at least half of the ball. You can see here, he can see this side of the ball. But he can just...
if he wants to play safe, but he's got to get past that side pocket or be able to draw back behind the 8.
he almost billiarded it in. It'd have been all right. He could still see the 3 had it gone. But yeah, he was kind of up on his tiptoes for half a second there, willing that ball out of the hole.
They have to come up with a long rail kick on this 2-ball.
Yeah.
Two
rails at it. That point on that side pocket gets so big on this 2-rail kick here. You want to maybe hit it a little bit long.
Oh.
A little bit too long. He was aiming it a little long, I think, and straightening it up, and just aimed it a little bit too long. So who else did you play? You played Josh?
Played a young fella by the name of J.D.
It was Paragard.
Very young, talented player.
Yes, plays very well.
He's only going to get stronger.
Yeah.
I'm sure his Fargo is already in the mid 650s.
I've got him right here in this book because he played over here earlier. J.D. Prestegard. He's a 658. Yep. Shoot this up in the corner, and cue ball shouldn't just naturally drift over for the 6.
Nice shot.
Yeah, and he's giving himself angle to be sure he's not going to be shooting the 7 from the rail.
Gonna break out his extension.
Yep.
It's a pretty slick extension, easy to throw on without having to remove anything from the back part of the cue.
Yeah, a lot of players got that threaded butt now, where they just they get one that matches their cue or whatever, and they just twist it on there. When they first started with things like that, it was like a vacuum cleaner extension hose that slipped over the top of your cue. And when I first started, and the first ones I ever saw, and now they've got the ones that are kind of rubber that kind of tighten onto it, and then the ones, of course, that just slick as can be when it's actually built for your cue. A little bit of a back cut here. Marvin should be all right.
Very nice.
Fine ball deposited.
1-1.
Yeah, I got.
So, Sherry, did you grow up in Seattle?
No, actually from Florida. Lived in Florida for about 20 some odd years, and then moved to Seattle. Lived out there for 17 years, and been in Michigan for 5 years. So.
Now, I've heard that Traverse City is very dog friendly. My wife and I have talked about taking our dog up there.
Oh yeah.
Along the lake.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful up there. The only problem, I'm more of a city girl. I grew up in the bigger city just outside of Miami. We lived a little bit south of Tampa in Florida. We moved to Orlando for a couple of years before we moved to Seattle. And so living, for me, it's, a town of 1,400 is living in the sticks. And we're considered the big town, the big city. So I prefer being in the city. It is beautiful up there, but I do prefer living in a city. The lakes are gorgeous. There's lakes everywhere.
Marvin may be able to make this hitting cue ball rail first. He tried to spin it with right English, but it didn't get there. But
yeah, I don't think he's left Josh an angle at this one.
It looks like the 7 is covering, and if he's going to make this ball, he's going to have to make it by shooting it on the left side of the 7 Because I think if he goes rail first to the right of the 7, it's going to be pretty tough to hit that one ball thin enough to.
Yeah,
pocket the
it'd
one.
be more cutting it into the point and having it come out and maybe leaving it, you know. But yeah, if he can go rail first to the left of the 7, that'd be from the shooter's vantage point.
And if he does make this one ball, he has a billiard to make the 9 off the 2.
Well, the only problem is that as much as he needs that cue ball to for that English to work coming off of that rail, he needs to hit it kind of slow in order for it to come, for the spin to take off the rail and go in towards the 1.
Right.
And with that, he could end up hooked on the 6.
At least he left a long shot here, but I think Marvin still has a billiard off the 1 to pocket the 9. I'm sure he's going to look at that. Although he is on the rail, so he's not going to be able to do much other than hit the top part of the cue ball.
Yeah, I think I'm looking for a place here to play a nice safety. This is kind of a flyer to me if he's playing the billiard. Even if he makes it, it's a flyer. Oh, he's gotten away with it. Nice shot. Look at what he's ended up with.
That was a two-way shot.
Yeah, that ended up really nice. Josh is going to have to kind of compress this rail with a little bit of left English, and he did. And it's going to come right up by the 9. Has he got him hooked? Nope. Here's a billiard.
No, he can. If he can hit the rail first, then the 1, then go into the 9, he might be able to catch. But it looks like the 4 might be in the way to be able to do that.
I think this is a slow roll billiard, thin as you can see it on the to cut the 1. Just as thin as possible, a nice little slow roll billiard so that the cue ball doesn't.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Doesn't glance off of it.
I didn't see that the 9 was so far off the rail. Look, I have to look at this monitor more frequently.
There, that'll help you see it a little bit better too. Expand it some. I think it's just as thin as you can. Yeah, he caught that pretty full.
Once again,
behind the 2.
Once again, behind the 2 ball. This is going to be a super tough hit here.
I think he's going to have to do like a Z kick at this, or jump it.
Well, even if he does hit the 1 on a 2-rail zigzag kick, he's not going to have enough to get to a rail.
Yeah, he's looking at 1 rail with some spin off of the side rail below the side pocket.
Oh,
he
great
almost
hit.
made that.
That was a great hit.
And is the 7 going to stop in the way? Nope. Cue ball leaked out. That's pretty shot to start with on the 1 here. And it looks like Marvin gets to chalk up the win for that safety battle there.
That was an interesting safety battle because we had the prospect of the 9 ball being pocketed early.
Yeah, a couple of times
during those safeties.
Yeah.
Or during those 2-way shot attempts.
And this alley for the 3 ball is really tight. I like coming up high of it, coming through up high of the 4. And he's high of the 4. This little tick safety here maybe off of the side of the 3, use the 4 ball, or
yeah, I'm sure he's going to use the 4 as cover.
Just bounce the 3 to the other side of the 4. Oh, he's cutting this ball in.
Wow, spectacular shot.
Oh.
But it doesn't go.
And it hangs.
He would have been hooked on that 4 ball anyway.
Yep, because he just barely missed that. There wasn't going to be much difference in position of the cue ball there. So, yeah, he'd have been hooked.
But with the score being 1-1, Marvin is being very aggressive in some of these shots where we might be tempted to play safe.
Yeah, with the score. I mean, it's a race to 6, though. That's a short race.
1-1.
One game that you do something, you take a flyer at something and you end up losing hill. This race to 6 is a short race.
It is. I agree.
Does he have that? He's getting down there and giving it the old one-eye squint, I think.
Wow, I think he's going to break out his jump cue here.
Yeah, just got to clear the edge of the 9.
Should be a fairly easy jump. It'll be a matter of whether he either pockets the ball or gets a good roll after the hit. If he does pocket the 4, I expect the cue ball could drift under the 7, and he may not get a shot at the 5.
Yeah, because he's got to hit this 4 pretty full. And so, yeah, the cue ball shouldn't travel. I mean, unless he, like, absolutely crushes this jump, the cue ball shouldn't travel a whole lot afterwards because the 4 ball is taking most of the energy.
Yes.
But I would definitely be hitting this with a follow jump and not a stun or a draw. Ooh.
Well, Marvin got a roll here.
Yeah, he did.
He's going to have to hit this nice and easy to stay on the 5.
He could elect to draw his ball to the other side rail and back over for the 5 ball, but I like just, rolling this in. Even if it comes up, some like in between the 5, 6, it's still a cuttable shot. Oh, yeah, he was able to hit that a whole lot firmer than it looked like.
Right, yeah, he was.
And he's going to follow 2 rails out of there for the 6 in the side pocket.
This cue
And
ball
he's in the way.
This ball is a little light and it's hard to run.
Yeah, I noticed they look like Centennial balls because they've got the black with the the points on it around it, but the cue ball is not a
Not a blue dot. No,
it's not a blue dot, so they're not Centennials. So are they? Because I know Cyclop does a ball that looks like them. But theirs has the Cyclop eye on it.
And this is like a hollow red dot.
Yeah. So that's an aramith. The red dot is an aramith cue ball. So, yeah, I don't know what balls these are. Nice draw shot.
Nice. Very
He's
nice.
feeling it. He's got his rhythm going, and not taking any prisoners, not letting any doubt get in his head, just running out balls.
That was a great shot. Even though these pockets are kind of big, comparatively speaking, with a lot of other places, that draw shot on the 8 was kind of touchy because drilling that shot into the pocket, if he puts a little bit too much English on the 8 and he catches the jaw on the pocket, he can easily rattle that 8 ball on that shot.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
When I measured these pockets, I put a couple of balls in the pockets, and they appeared to be, I want to say, like 5-inch pockets.
Yeah, that's what we did. It was, ½ inch or so on either side of the ball. You can easily drag 2 balls through the jaws and drop them into the hole. So, yeah, definitely tighter than the 4 3/4, or looser than that. They appeared to be about 5 to us as well.
Now, since this is a U.S. Open qualifier, do you know how big the pockets would be when they play and the players play at the U.S. Open?
I'm pretty up 9
ball on the
going.
snap. 9 ball on the snap.
That's only the second one we've had today over here. I'm pretty sure they sealed a deal with Diamond for the U.S. Open, so they will be at least the 4.5-inch standard Diamond pockets. They may be 4 1/4.
Wow.
So
anything less than 4.5 is going to start to get tight.
Yeah, but I know that like when a lot of the pro events, because it's something Matchroom will be doing that's their tournament now, and so and most of their stuff is done on the 4 1/4.
That 9 on the snap puts Marvin up 3-1.
Yep.
And this is a loser's side bracket, so this is a race to 6, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and I think this is the first money round. Pretty sure this is for 7th, 8th here.
We have other phenomenal matches going on concurrently, with Mark Jarvis playing Sergio Rivas.
And
Sergio played phenomenal against Tyler Steyer.
beating him 7-2. Yeah. And we will have our next match will probably be the hot seat match. And I'd love to give you all a link to the brackets, but the challenge bracket did not match up to the paper bracket that they had here in-house, and they did not catch that until they had already started playing some matches that didn't match up. So they have gone ahead and they are sticking with the paper bracket that's in-house. Kind of have to once matches are already playing. So all I can do is tell you, who's playing or where's, people or how many are left. I can't give you a link to the bracket anymore. But next time they know now. We had it happen to us once, and so what we figured out we have to do is we have to go and look at the challenge bracket and see where things go, so that we can you can alter your paper bracket to match the challenge bracket.
So it's interesting that Marvin, with the lead of 3-1, nevertheless opted to play safe here rather than take that bank on the one after Josh's miss on the one ball.
Well, it's that the old one pocket adage. When you're ahead, like the lamb. When you're behind, like the lion. Protecting
like
your
that.
lead, or
I like that.
yeah.
But Marvin is horn hooked here, possibly behind.
It's
I can't quite tell if he can see that one, the jaw of the. I guess he can.
Yeah, he's acting like he can shoot at this. Oh yeah, he's banking that ball. And is that good speed for the? Yeah, it's good speed. Straight up and down on the one ball.
Josh has got cover with the 6, 7, 8. I'm sure he's going to try to head over by that 3 ball. He left the window here.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, there I go talking him up the first game about how good his speed was on this table, and ever since then, I blame Kevin. It's his fault. Okay, no, I blame him. The 3 balls of ball directly across the table there.
I don't see any trouble here from Marvin.
Yeah, the only problem may be his own pace. Sometimes,
that
that side pocket has been eating balls and egos all day long.
Oh, that's a major error.
That's at least the 10th scratch in that side pocket today. It is just gobbling up cue balls. Now, when it's an object ball, it hits the point and comes right back out.
Big difference between 4-1 and 3-2.
Oh, huge, and especially that short race to 6. I want to thank the Romines and Romines Billiards for hosting this event, or Romines High Pocket Billiards for hosting this event. Big, huge shout out to Vanessa Hood and Ro Ray for doing all of the work to put this together, getting the sponsors for paying that entry fee to the U.S. Open, getting the players here and everything that they did to make this happen. Without them, guys, you don't have this. So be sure to give those ladies a little bit of love, or a whole lot. All right. 3-2.
Josh back in business.
Yes, he is.
But it is Marvin's break. Marvin can get.
Yeah, his last break, he made the 9. Yeah, so who is Billy playing over there? Right down here, a couple of tables over. Who's the guy that he's playing?
Demetrius Gelitis.
Demetrius Gelatis. And
then we have Jonathan Straszewski playing Wilson Dorsey.
Yep.
Phenomenal players.
Yeah, and that is that's the other half of the A side. We just had John over here last match, a couple matches ago. We had John over here playing Terry. So is Sergio sick, or is he trying not to get sick with the mask? Do you know?
I heard that. I heard two stories. One was that he was sick and wasn't trying to get anybody else sick, and the other one was that he considers this place to be that he wanted to just protect himself.
Yeah, well, it's flu season.
Yeah,
There's a lot of people in here and stuff.
Could be
Yeah.
maybe he didn't get a flu shot and wants to protect himself.
Yeah.
I've never had any problem in here.
Yeah, I'm actually the person that does that. If I'm like sick and I have to be out playing somewhere or doing something, I'll show up with a mask on because I don't want to get other people sick.
Wow.
I'm going to bump the 5 for.
That was close.
Yeah, it ended up pretty nice. It's got a nice little love there. Just push this 5 into the pocket. He can draw down and shoot the 6 on the side, or he can push to the side rail. I think he's going to draw under it. Oh, he didn't draw the ball.
Oh, this is a problem. This is a problem. He may play. It looks like he's going to go to bounce back up above the 7. Oh, he missed it.
Yeah, these side pockets don't like that. Those sharp angles and any kind of speed, if you're not hitting, just catching the lip and going in without catching the pocket, if it's catching that inside rail of the pocket, it's spitting out every time.
I think he may have rushed that 5-ball shot because he really needed to get a precise angle on that 6 to get the position on the 7 that he needed to get on the 8.
And that's I had one of my coaches. One thing that he really taught me was when you're faced with situations like that. And it's real easy to under or overdraw, which is better in this situation. In that situation, the overdraw is better than the underdraw. So you draw it a little bit too far, And so I actually had a coach that, tried to pound that into my brain. It's like that on almost every shot. Is it better to overhit or underhit? Because how often do you get that, perfect where you wanted to be? Nobody does. So.
Well, Josh may be playing the bank here on the 9. Pocket the 9.
It is, and it's in.
There it is.
3-3. We were looking at 4-1 just about, a minute and a half ago, possibly, and now we're tied up.
That was definitely a turning point in this match.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite game to play?
I like to play. The things that impassion me about pool are the shot making and the ability to play safeties when needed. So I prefer rotation games, and I prefer 10-ball over 9-ball because there's no slop, and it's also a little harder to make a ball on the break.
Yes, it is. Okay, yeah.
So I prefer 10-ball. 10-ball is my favorite game. I'm getting a little older now. I'm in my mid-50s, and most of the guys my age are playing one pocket because it's not as physically stressful. It's not as demanding. So
it's mentally grueling, though.
Yeah, it is. It is. So I wonder if I think I'm always going to prefer the rotation games, but I sometimes wonder as I get older whether I will shift to start playing more one pocket.
Yeah. It used to be the old timers played straight pool because you could shoot at anything, and you could play. And now I expected you to say one pocket because it is something that the newer generation has really changed the way it's played. It used to be a game could last a couple hours. Now you're lucky if a game lasts a half hour, right? So they've really changed the speed and the way the game is played, and there's a whole lot less little tickies back and forth in the game nowadays. Especially people like Tony Chohan has really changed the way one pocket is played.
Yeah, Tony is phenomenal.
Is he trying to just... Oh, I couldn't tell if he was trying to really just snatch this ball down. He is not looking
Wow.
at some way trying to billiard this 9 ball, is he?
This could be, ideally, I'm guessing he would try to catch the 8 and use the 5 as cover. He doesn't want to hit the 5 because that could open up the view of the 2.
I think he's billiarding the 2 off of the rail and off the back of one of those balls. It might have been what he was trying. He's
Yeah.
opened it all up, though, and hasn't really left much except for a backwards bank.
Yeah, he really needed to get that 5 or the 2 ball under the 5 and use the 5 as cover.
Yeah, it looked like he hit the 5 on the way in with the 2 ball. And he's trying to duck in behind that 9 ball. Is he frozen?
Did he get him?
I don't think so. It looks like we can see. Oh yeah, he can see the whole ball. But what do you gain by pocketing this ball here? I don't know that there's much to be gained by pocketing this 2 ball where the 3 ball lies.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna probably drive the 2 ball back to the middle of the bottom rail and the cue ball to the top of the middle of the top rail. Oh, he's playing it.
He was going for it.
Very risky, considering the score especially.
Yeah, that's what I like to call brazen. Brave with a little bit of crazy.
So at this stage, it's so vital to keep control of the table.
Yeah. I get, the best way to beat some guy is, any guy, is to not let him back to the table at all. And, so safest is running out on him. But you can't take, really risky shots, 3-3, race to 6. You got to be playing lock-up safe. And I don't think Josh has done a lock-up safe here either. It's hard to tell. That's why I wish we had our overhead camera.
Marvin doesn't scratch in the pocket over by the 7. He should be able to get he's going to get a hit on this 2 ball. The question is,
You think he's going to try and play it rail first?
Yeah, he's going to have to go rail first. Oh, it looks like he's going to hit the bottom rail.
He's going the other way. He's kicking this at the 9.
Well, the thing is, he's trying to kick the 2 ball back towards the 3. I would want to have the 2 and the 3 on separate sides of the table.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, with ball in hand. Pretty wide open. The hardest thing is getting to the 3, and with ball in hand, it's really simple. Just straight back over to where he's standing right now with the cue ball.
Look, some left draw there, and he's on the 3.
Yeah, he wanted to come down table a little bit further than that, but he should be all right. Slip this right back over towards the 4.
I think he's still okay here.
Yeah. And I even like cutting this in and staying high of the side pockets and then just taking a little bit of a longer cut on the 5 ball. Because,
Yes.
I mean, at his caliber, he's supposed to make that shot. Yeah, just like that.
Yes.
That 8-6 get really big, as you're coming closer to them, the ball gets bigger. You stay high of that side pocket, and it's a little ball to get hooked on, so, yeah. Around the 8.
He's going to have to hit this pretty hard to get back to that 7 ball with maybe
And he's going to follow it with a little bit of inside.
Yep, perfect. You called it. Nice shot.
Yeah. So 2 rails with no English, just high ball here. I think the English spins it into the side rail too soon. Okay, he was coming back around for the 8 over in that other corner, and he's overrun it, but he's okay. Overcooked it just a little bit. What a turn of events since that. What was it? The missed 7
Yeah.
or 8 ball by Marvin.
It was
And
turning point in the match.
yeah, we're now 4-3 in favor of Josh, and it could have been over already if it had gone up that. If he had gone up that 4-1, this match may have been over.
It would have certainly had a psychological effect and
Yeah.
and altered the feeling of the subsequent games. Sherry, how old were you when you started playing pool?
I was 13, almost 14 when I started playing, so a little more than 3 decades ago. And I mostly played like bar table 8 ball. I did have my best friend's father taught me. He came into the local pool room. I walked in there where they opened up an all-age pool room and moved to the other side of town. I walk in and there sits my best friend's grandfather. What are you doing here? And he started teaching me straight pool after school for like 3-4 hours a day every day. He says you got to learn how to pocket balls.
Oh, straight pool is such a great game for learning how to play.
And you got to learn how balls react off of each other. And I would play for 3 or 4 hours with him, and then he would leave and go home, and then I would play 8 ball with my siblings and my friends. But didn't get into doing tournaments and things like that until I was in my early 20s. And we've been doing this for. We started in Seattle, and then we moved, and so we closed up shop for about a year. So most of the last 6 years we've done this, the live streaming.
Marvin's got quite a long shot on this one ball.
Yeah, but it's 6 ball's a little bit of a problem. I mostly had built-in shape with that one. Yeah, I've taken a lot of lessons, read a lot of books, watched a lot of videos, instructional stuff. I just wish I could translate what's in my brain to the table. Sometimes I show I'm capable. Actually had a really good match. I was really excited. We went to Moscone Cup. We went early and played the Griff's Turkey Shootout first before we were there. And Alex Pagulion's there, Max Eberly is there, and a couple other really good players. And I'm like, for my $70, I want to play Alex. Give me Alex first. Well, I don't get to play Alex. I get to play. Now his brain just went out of my head. Venom, Florian Kohler. I got to play Florian first. So I got to play somebody who was famous, and I beat him 7-4.
Wow, what a shot. Marvin just made a spectacular shot on the 6 ball, but he's got trouble here with the 7.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's got room to cut this down.
That point is so big.
Wow.
Look at
what
this.
A shot.
Yeah. Ooh.
Wow.
What a shot. That was a pretty shot. Just a little bit of drag on this to the side rail. I don't like letting it go forward. I like knowing where that cue ball's going.
That was.
Yep.
That was really phenomenal out.
Tying it up.
No commentator's curse there.
Yeah, no. I went out on the limb. These guys are too strong for a commentator's curse to make them miss something like that.
Especially on these 5-inch pockets, and they're not going to miss that.
Yeah, no.
Huh? That was a heck of an out Marvin just made.
Yeah, it was.
Puts him back in the hunt here.
Yeah, puts that pressure back on Josh again. He's flipping the switch again.
But we're tied at 4-4 in a race to 6.
Yep. Yeah, and they do have another one of these for those of you who didn't get into this one and or didn't get the spot in this one, maybe playing in it. It is also limited to 32 players, and it is at Chris's Billiards next month. You can find all the information about that on the NCPT Facebook page. And if you don't know, Chris's Billiards is where they shot a lot of the pool scenes for The Color of Money when they were in the pool room and stuff like that. That was done at Chris's Billiards. Speaking of the amazing Vanessa
Oh, my
Hood,
God.
she's over here taking photos. Y'all be
Marvin
sure to
just-
go give this woman some love for setting up these tournaments for you.
Marvin just pocketed the 9-ball while playing safe. He was trying to get under the 6 and 7 to get in this area of the corner pocket, and he gets a good hit on the 9-ball and pockets
And
the
gets a
9
little
to
love.
take a 5-4 lead in a race
Ah.
to 6.
That horse don't know what foot it wants to stand on, does it?
And the other matches, it looks like Sergio Rivas is at the table, and he's got a 5-4 lead on Mark Jarvis. And as for John Straszewski and Wilson Dorsey,
I
think they've been.
can't see their scorecard.
I suspect that's also a pretty close match, 5-4.
Is that Billy is on the hill over there, 5-2? I'm not sure. I think Billy just flipped the scorecard.
Yeah, I believe Billy Lapsey is on the hill. 5-2, also a race to 6.
Nobody home.
Somebody's pushing out here.
Yeah, and we learned we went up, did a tournament up in Canada, because that's where Canadians are from, Canada. And when you have a dry break or something, they say no friends. You got no friends.
I'll have to remember that.
We like to mix up our jargon, throw in some, snooker jargon and stuff too, just to, so because not just regular pocket billiards players watch, so and people, oh yeah, I know that.
When I was much younger, I used to play in several pool rooms, and I ran across a guy who would always like to ride the 9-ball. He'd just always be shooting into the 9 and just banging the 9-ball as hard as he could around the table. I don't think we're going to see that here.
No. And it's like Marvin's starting to protect that lead a little bit again. Oh, pardon me. Nicola, welcome in. Nice to see you. Yes, these are gold crowns with what appear to be about 5-inch holes. You can very easily drag 2 balls and your hand through the pocket and drop the balls into the pocket. So yeah, they are definitely not the little bitty diamond pockets that so many of us are used to now. All right. Is he going 1 rail or 2 rails
Wow.
with this? 1 rail. Made the 7, and he's going to end up with a nice shot on this one if it keeps rolling. Well, it's a shot. Scott.
Ooh. Did he get a break here? Nope, he's not going to.
Yeah.
Can Josh draw back and duck behind the 3-ball?
Or I'm thinking, even behind the 2 if he can't get in. But oh no, ball in hand.
Oh, he
not gonna
scratched.
yeah. Oh, did he draw it into the corner?
Yeah, he was probably trying to draw back to the rail, hitting it with left draw to tuck behind the 3, and he got the angle on the draw, misjudged it, and went into the pocket instead of the rail.
Yeah, I was thinking, he could have, maybe shot the 1 ball up to the end rail and left the cue ball behind the 2. But
That would have certainly been safer.
Yeah.
Good opportunity for Marvin to put this away.
Yes, it is. The 8 ball, the 8-9's a little bit funny. But it can probably, being that the 6 is right there, you can cut the 8. You can just about it. If your cue ball is about as high as the 9 is, you can cut the 8 in. Or you can cut it in, get short side over here by where the 5 is. Or even open it up some with the 5 or with the 6. Ron says it was no rail. That's what I thought it was. He didn't draw. He must not have drawn the ball back at all, and the one ball wasn't going to get a rail. So I couldn't see because his body was in the way.
Now this could be kind of tricky if he's got to get past that 9 ball without. He does not want to hit that 9 ball.
Yeah, nope. He's going to run right into it. Josh just walking over to see where the 6 ball was on the rail, if it was frozen, and it's 1/4 of an inch off the rail.
This is a makeable kick. It's in.
Oh.
Oh, I thought that was going.
It's going to be, I think he's going to be in jail here. You can
is.
bank the
Oh my
6
God.
up table to the corner
Yeah.
and hold your cue ball right there behind the 8. If it goes, you got a shot. If not, the guy's in jail. But bank it at the corner.
And he wants to freeze him to eliminate the possibility of a jump.
Can he see this?
Now the 9 ball's in the way, I'm sure.
Okay. Man, it looked like it was going to come out for him to be able to see this. And he's going to have to, I don't know, jump it? 2 rails, spin 2 rails out of the corner.
Rails. Wow, and the thing is with this new cloth, he's not going to be able to put reverse on this or left to keep it, to try to cut down the angle and stay on the 6. So
Well, 2 rails the other way. Kick the 6 towards the side pocket, maybe up table. It becomes 2 rails out of that corner there that he just walked by. You got a good opportunity of making it and getting safe. The 1 ball, the cue ball coming back down by the 8-9 and the 6 ball going up table. I think I like 2 rails out of that other side. He's going to 1 and try and try a little bit of a masse spin.
Oh. The English is not biting with this this new cloth. The rails are just not taking the English.
Yeah, and you got to hit it so soft that, to get that English to take, that you probably don't get a rail afterwards.
Right. So we're going to have a hill-hill match here.
Yes, we are. All 3 of these balls in the same hole. I know I clicked. There we go. I'm like, I know I clicked that button. I guess it didn't take. All right, and Josh's break. That's big.
Anybody's ball game. It's anybody's ball game here.
Yeah.
Now, when I played Josh, he broke and ran a couple of tables on me. So
when he played here earlier against Mark, he played just about flawless over here. He played beautiful pool.
the players shake hands. Hill match.
Yep.
Everybody in this tournament has been very gentlemanly, very. Everybody's just been playing like a pro. Phenomenal people here.
Yeah, no, it's been. I haven't heard any kind of argument about any kind of anything, and and when you get into high pressure pool and stuff like that, it's real easy for all of a sudden tempers to be flying and things like. I mean, unfortunately you see it a lot at events. But I haven't even heard like somebody raising their voice being upset about something.
Sergio just defeated Mark Jarvis. Mark Jarvis now gets knocked to the losers bracket.
Sergio will be over here for his next match for the hot seat.
Might be a little short here, but it looks like he can still pocket this 4 with the 5.
Yeah, he's going to use the 5. You don't want to hit that 5 too full because that point gets really big on that left-hand side of the side pocket.
I think he's going to bump the 8 and stay on the 5.
Just rub this in.
Wow, he hit that a lot harder than I expected.
Get out of the way. All right, didn't tie anything up. Pretty flat on this 5 though. And he could drop it in the side, just roll it in and drop it in the side, or he could just push forward past the 9. Because he needs the angle to come back between the 8-9 for the 7.
Wow. Oh boy, what a what a pressure shot here. Look how long this is.
Yes, Fish 760. Sergio is the guy who beat Tyler, put him on the B side, 7-2. Somebody is hungry for a U.S. Open spot.
He's got to follow this a little bit and get on the 7.
Wow.
Boy, he really fired that in, too.
Yeah, he did. Didn't get hardly any movement afterwards. He was really flat on that ball.
I think he's going to duck under the 8 and drive the 7 down to the top rail.
He may try to just take it into the side, draw to the end rail, and keep underneath the 8 ball here.
But did he leave a window?
Up table. Do we have a window? No.
Marvin's going to be breaking out his jump cue.
Yeah, it's pretty close to measuring for that 1 rail kick, but I don't think that he can. Yeah, that's what he's doing right there. That's measuring for it's a mirror image is what he's doing there. And it's like you're shooting at the point, not shooting at that spot on the rail. You're you're shooting straight through it. And it's just past the side pocket where he has to aim to. He's putting a little bit of draw on this ball. That's not going to be good.
That's a scratch.
That's going to cost him the set.
It is. When I measure that mirror image shot on shots like that, I don't use the rail as the mirror surface. I use a half of a ball, an imaginary line that is a half of a ball diameter off of the rail, because that will be where the center of the cue ball is reflecting.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And this is shoot and stop, shoot, stop. And just like that.
Wow.
Josh Burbul, your winner.
Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for sitting in. Appreciate it. And we will be back momentarily with your next match.